Postmodernism is difficult to understand, and I'm almost certain that mispronouncing it won't help anyone. My recent studies into the topic have revealed that, at least in part, the confusion around postmodernism is largely due to its political value in narratives that range as far back as the mid-century. Even today, the people who talk about postmodernism seem to use it in the way that most benefits their personal political motives, regardless of ideological consistency.
Now, we all know there's a bunch of dumb guys on the internet that use the word postmodernism to create a sense of fear and paranoia.
Michael Burns, formerly of the Wisecrack YouTube channel and presently of the Michael Burns YouTube channel, has been a primary influence on my understanding of postmodernism. Burns's videos are both engaging and insightful, but I found myself questioning the integrity of his position on postmodernism, prompting me to dig deeper into the subject. In a recent video, Burns emphasized the importance of reading books, specifically postmodern works, before one can have a serious conversation about postmodernism. At one point, saying,
"They're wrong, I'm right." And to be clear, the reason I'm right is because I read books, and the wrong guys tend to not read books.
Although Burns primarily emphasized the importance of reading the works of Frederick Jameson, I found myself reading David Foster Wallace's Infinite Jest in the aftermath of that video. A definitive piece of postmodern literature, often positioned as essential reading, Infinite Jest was another postmodern object of Burns's essay. Infinite Jest is actually an impressive literary commentary on postmodern society. David Foster Wallace, like other postmodern thinkers, sees the postmodern world as an environment where the consumer is detached from their consumption, consuming only because that is their role in society and not because they have an affinity for the objects of their consumption. As I understand the major plot of Infinite Jest to go, I'm still reading it, a movie is created in the book that is so entertaining that once a viewer starts to watch the movie, they become so captivated by it that they continue to watch it until they die. After reading a single chapter of Infinite Jest, the point was as infinitely opaque as the book is adequately named. The punchline there is that while Infinite Jest is titled such due to the content of its plot, the book is actually quite dull and painful to read, providing a rather finite amount of jest to the reader. Thus, Infinite Jest doesn't serve as a descriptive title of the book to which it refers. However, the function of the book is, indeed, aligned with its form, as I will hitherto explain. A book about tennis that's the length of the Bible
is a book about tennis that's the length of the Bible
is as succinct a description as I've found of the novel. The dialogue of the first chapter goes on and on, at first intriguing its reader with world-building details in every line, but eventually exhausting them with so many banal specifics that they begin to feel just as trapped as the protagonist does in the admissions office of the University of Arizona. This granular specificity continues with further world-building in Chapter 2, where the reader is reminded time and again that it is the year of the Depend adult undergarment. Published in the age of the supersized McDonald's meal, Infinite Jest entraps its reader as they unwrap their proverbial double quarter pounder with cheese, page by monotonous page. Wallace proves that consumers are detached from the object of their consumption by writing the book equivalent of McDonald's infamously nondescript pink slime, knowing full well that I'm too much of a postmodern pseudo-intellectual glutton to put it down. Infinite Jest is a big book of nothing, just as our hyper-processed foods are mostly filler, and every time a wannabe philosopher reads Infinite Jest, a postmodern angel gets its wings. Wallace informs and insults his reader with a single backhanded critique. And don't get it twisted, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. I told all this to a friend, and he asked why I'm even reading the book. When I explained that reading postmodern literature is the hoop I have to jump through before I can really talk about it, He said, "So you're eating a shit sandwich so you can get a seat at the table." Oh, my sweet innocent Sanjay. Recall that this all started with a difference of opinion with YouTuber Michael Burns and my desire to engage in serious postmodern conversation. So I'm not only eating a shit sandwich to get a seat at the table, I'm eating a shit sandwich to get a seat at a table where they serve shit, so I can take a bite and tell them that it tastes like shit. This conversation was the sole impetus for a recipe I published for a shit sandwich. Bon appetit.